Opening of the Olympics, which story was used? Today we are in July 2024, and a question has arisen: what story was used at the opening of the Olympics in France? We have the story of the Holy Supper, of Jesus and the disciples, and the Feast of the Gods, defined in Greco Roman culture. As it is a cultural history, several artistic representations were created. For the most part, such a party is placed at a table, and the participants are around the table. In others there is a centralized system, that is, the vast majority of representations define the table as just a place where everyone is around them. It is extremely outside the modes of representation to use a table as the central focus of the Feast of the Gods. A brief historical study of Greco-Roman customs and concepts, and we have a common system in which groups tend to be in groups or circles, like a party remembering the ancient bacchanals, that is, Bacchus party, in which individuals were together in the middle of an area normally engaged in carnal actions. Thus, when an individual appropriates the cultural system related to the Feast of the Gods, that individual or group appropriates the historical mode related to that cultural point, and thus uses the fundamental historical factors of Greco-Roman representation. The Feast of the Gods, represented by Jan van Bijlert in 1635, uses post-Renaissance art linked to an archetype linked to a basically Christian culture, linked to the Middle Ages. When we see the art of the Last Supper, by Leonardo da Vinci, from 1494, we have a clear representation of an art clearly developed on the foundations of the Christian concept. When one wishes to represent a cultural system related to the systems of the Festival of the Gods, as a cultural system, representations linked to a foundation of gods would never be used. Christian culture. Thus, for the Olympic system to choose a cultural system linked to Greco-Roman, it would never use the Renaissance vision linked to Christian culture. Greco-Roman culture, and not the Christian vision, would use a representation with art linked to Christianity, and leave aside all the most representative representations. Therefore, it is extremely difficult to justify that the group that made the scene at the Olympics was not promoting a function of generating discord among Christians. With the mixture of using representations that are divergent and that generate the concept of blasphemy, the use is so discordant that it is not possible to observe characteristics linked to the gods and the actors in the scene. Representations of the Greco-Roman gods and culture do not put an aura of light on their head. The concept of aura on the heads of holy entities is a Christian concept, or an art linked to Byzantine, so when using an aura of light on the head, we are clearly linked to properly Christian culture, and not to a Roman Greek concept. Whatever the case may be, the representation of the framework of the scene in the Olympics is actually linked to the positioning of the supper represented by Leonardo da Vinci, than any representation linked to the Greco-Roman systems. Hello, our video has ended, but you will find much more news on our YouTube channel, Busca de Verdade, and on our website reformadoresdesaude.com. News and videos and texts with various tips on health, historical themes, archaeological, educational, principles and virtues, mathematics and physics, geography and science, methodologies, and much more. Join our channel and our website and you will see millions of topics covered there. Do not waste time. Knowledge is power. We wait for you there. Until later.